shortcuts in Google Hangouts.
Cool. Yep, it's the Kent Beck scrum. Friday, the 15th of June, 2018. I think it's a good idea to say the date at the beginning, is it? Because then it watermarks the video, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think when it's streaming to YouTube, we do end up. What's the word? Oh, interesting. Yeah, and I'm. Oh, I'll tell you something though. Like I'm in here and I've got access to the stop broadcast button, so I suspect. Have you shared the full link again?
Yeah, I did, but I couldn't find the official one. I was clicking on links.
No. So the links will give you the YouTube one. But
yeah.
So if you go to the top and you click on the invite people button, the top of the Hangout.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there it is.
But yeah. So
I was looking around for it and then thought, right, it's 4:17. I've got to paste the link.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe I don't know, unless you've got it to hand, I can just quickly paste the new one, because anybody else who hasn't got AV privilege will not be able to join. Not that you've done it already. Great. There you go. So we've got a new link. But you could now post the video if you wanted.
Oh yeah, right. Wait, so people who don't have the AV privilege can't join?
Yeah. So this is a thing that we've. Well, let me, maybe if I share my screen.
I know we talked about this last time, and you've got the start broadcast button, which is not how it's supposed to. It's not what we want, but
well,
I've never had that. But I've never had people not being able to join.
Oh well, maybe that's just my memory of it being a problem, and it's not a problem anymore. But certainly a year or so ago, when I was sharing links, and if I didn't chop off this question mark bit, then people would say, "Oh, I'm having trouble joining the Hangout."
Oh.
But so you're saying that you've run mobs, I guess, with Ryder and Federico and then whoever, and when you run them, you always share the full link, and you never chop off this EID bit.
And I've never had that problem.
Okay, so maybe it was a problem at one point and it's now gone away. Yeah. And I'm just, and like.
But it's still not it's still not good for for the people joining to have the start broadcast button.
Well, but they'll only have the start broadcast button if they are.
Oh, right. Okay. So
they have the AV YouTube thing.
Yeah.
My fear was that people who didn't have the AV YouTube permission, would be blocked from joining the Hangout. But if your experience of sharing this, and you've done it in the last few months, because I've been very, very cautiously sharing it without the question mark, the stuff after the question mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like maybe that's not necessary anymore, so I can be more relaxed. But anyway, there we go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to delete the. Oh, here it is. More message actions. Oh no, that's not what I want. I'm just trying to delete the original one to the Slack.
No, I did it for you already.
Oh, so we both then pasted the good link. Okay.
No, I think only you pasted the good link. I didn't paste the good link. I mean,
I've got 2 records of it in Slack.
Oh, I guess maybe no. Oh, right. Sorry, I deleted it. I think in stand-up notifications, not in general. I'll now delete it in general.
Okay.
Gosh, woohoo! We're having fun.
Cool.
So yes.
So Scrum time, yeah.
Yes.
I have to. Okay, today I haven't been working on any Agile Ventures things. I've just made a few comments about Paranauts. I'm really, I guess I'm blocked with Paranauts because I'm waiting for either you or Ryder or somebody who knows about the back end to go through and get the active Jitsies into API. I guess I could, I could have dived in and had a look at what the code is and try and get it myself. I've just been thinking that'd be a nice pair program to do.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm not working. I haven't been working on Y recently, but I'm not blocked with it. So there's, like, for instance, there's there's a few different places where I think I could use it, just for myself, just to receive money myself, which I'm going to try it in first, I think. Yeah, so that's all. So on to you.
Thank you. So for me, yeah, I've just done the Agile Dev Mob. We've just finished a chunk locking down the PG gem for which seems to cause a problem with Rails 4. Before that, yeah, actually, I'm enjoying writing some Python code for the deep learning mob, and we had the React mob before that, where we, actually making some progress. With our it's all sort of it's sort of CSS. It's a front end mob really at the moment. I've got now the async voter meeting coming up. I'm kind of there are sort of there's a flock of kind of high level blocks that continue to circle related to Paranot Gypsies and what are those even called, like the NHS Media Wiki and this and the other, which I won't go into. I'm trying to be relaxed about all the admin that's going on. I think the getting ready for the AV conference is a big thing where I'm kind of gradually calming myself down and thinking, yes, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this. There's still more things to do. Yeah, that's about the size of it. But if I finish there, that gives us maybe 5 minutes to talk about this Paranot stuff that you were just mentioning.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a bit kind of bowled over by some of the discussion. I'm like off the bat not aware if we can get a list of running Gypsies off a Jitsi server. Maybe we can. I've sort of never thought about it in those terms. I've been so focused on trying to get it to work. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, maybe you can even get it off the not the main Agile ones. You get it off the Meet one, just as an example thing to be doing. I guess the other things. What is it? I can't help but say, yeah. Building our own one, yeah, well, maybe why not? I mean, not sure what benefit it would have being a champion project as opposed to being an Agile Ventures project. But hey, I think I've got to just sort of suspend judgment about all of these things because if people are enthusiastic about stuff, they're not far be it from me to stand in their way. I guess we just come back to this. Yeah, for the thing that you're thinking about is how can we get a list of kind of the stuff that's going on. I had been assuming that the way we would do that would be like the Paranauts itself, like people would be starting sessions, which are kind of and that effectively they go to URLs, which are then like jitsi.agileventures.org. And we with the Paranauts app, we'd just been kind of giving them, like hashes or what have you, or some kind of name, and then like that it would be the gosh, what is it? Yeah, it would be that Phoenix app that would sort of know these are the sessions that have started and these are ones that are all in this place. But you almost don't want to know about it. You want to know the streams that are currently running, don't you? You want to know the I guess what's the high level feature that you're trying to support? It's the ability of an admin to join any one of the running pairing sessions, or it's the ability of just a normal user to browse the streams of any of the running sessions, or to be able to jump into.
Yeah.
Right. So specifically that last one, you're imagining that the person. So it's sort of, if people have created these pairing sessions, that's kind of assuming, right, that they all want them open and to allow mobbing for it to turn from a pair into a mob, or from a pair with a set of observers or what have you. But okay, so that's the thing that you want, and you want to get the list of those ones. So we could be exposing an endpoint on in the Phoenix app to say, here's the list of ones that have been started in the last time frame. I don't know if we get any information about So this is the thing we used to get. This is the whole thing with the Hangouts and the Hangout API, was that the Hangouts would ping back to the website one to say, oh, we're still running, we're still running, we're still running. So you could have kind of like a list of those are the still running ones. We haven't created any of that functionality in the Paranauts app, like to expose a list of, here were the sessions that were created recently. Is the implied question though, like perhaps we could get that directly from the Jitsi server itself?
I guess so. However it can be done, I don't know the structure of the backend code.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, like the Jitsi API is all about embedding the Jitsi kind of like it's like an API for the browser to talk to the Jitsi and say, right, I'll have this and I want to get information back about this sort of thing. I'm not aware of Jitsi exposing a server API, but it's the kind of question that we could ask the Jitsi people.
Yeah.
Jitsi video bridge rest.md. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, given that we may not necessarily use Jitsi in the long run, and okay, look, a signaling. So, okay, so there's a page of documentation here on a private interface for the like. Yeah, I don't. I mean, this is talking about here like the private thing that some kind of signaling service would be looking at. Components of a signaling server. So that's like something, but the private one here allows you to get the port key store path. I mean, it doesn't really. Yeah, I mean, I would have said here that probably the way forward is for you to specify the format that you would like to receive the data in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a JSON thing that would be something like, oh, I don't know, this, where it said, name, Ruby pairing. I'm assuming this is all JSON.
Yeah.
And just and sort of specify one, I don't know, like Tuesday, whatever, that appropriate with appropriate values and this, that, and the other, and and work from that, because then effectively what you can do is, I mean, and you can put, real links in. There we go, like this one, and you can display, imagine even that if you had the stream as well, if you wanted to display the video of that.
Yeah, well, I think so. We've done a little bit of that work already. I think we're at the point now from the interface perspective where we're like, we shouldn't develop the interface any further if we don't have this information coming from the server. We need to like verify that there's something that's going to be able to supply the interface with this information.
Right, and my educated guess is that Jitsi will not be able to do it, but that our Paranauts app can. Like, I mean, we might not be able to say that this session is still running, but we should be able to say, right, a session was started at which time, right? And we can supply it in whatever format you like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like, but we're, I mean, right as away, we're not going to be able to generate that API like, immediately. Certainly it's not, too big a deal, and it's like, it would be a nice fun thing to add, but as long as we've agreed on that this is the format for it. It's trivial to create this. What may be difficult is to guarantee that, like, you know, if this started at, you know, we can tell you it started 2 hours ago. We may or may not be able to tell you whether people are still in it pairing. And that's just, we just don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying you don't know whether that's going to be possible, or you think it isn't? And
I don't know whether that's going to be possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got, because people, you know, I think people will start the session. Given that we're using Jitsi, right? They can start pairing in the Jitsi session. It can be our embedded Jitsi. I think we can get back information about number of people who are in that session and maybe people leaving and joining, but I'm not sure how reliable that is. It's just, you know, we haven't really explored it yet.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it's the kind of information, and if people like come out of our site and say, oh well, and they just go to this link directly, then it may be that we don't get updates about that. That's, you know, it's all kind of a bit of an I can show you the if we like the Jitsi API that we do have. So this is for people if they've run it in their this is, you know, we're trying to embed it. I mean, at the moment the Agile Ventures one won't quite embed properly. It gives an error, and that's another thing to look up and try and fix. But so this is the mechanism that we use to have Paranauts sort of start a Jitsi for folks, and sort of, rather than just redirecting them to it directly, we, you know, embed it into the page, and then in principle we have JavaScript access to the thing, and we can now, in the context of that, we can execute commands, and then there's a series of event listeners that we can add. And so if the person is still running this in their browser that Paranauts set up for them, then effectively we can have, you know, JavaScript kind of around it, and, you know, oh, is it various things? It's display name change. We can get a notification when a participant leaves, and given that we knew how many people were in it, we could ultimately say, yes, there's nobody in there now, and it's gone dead.
It's not quite the same thing as it's not on. That seems like a really, that would seem, it seems like a straightforward thing to me, that if a server is hosting some broadcast, is hosting some session, that it would be able to tell you what those sessions are.
Well, and so
wherever that is in the Jitsi or the Paranoid, I don't know what the structure is.
Well, Jitsi's hosting it, but it also an extent to which Jitsi is maybe like it's doing the brokering, but once the session is running, it's maybe not. This was Federico's point the other day about him saying that he was, I think, skeptical that moving it onto on servers would actually improve the performance. Is he's saying he thinks that once the multicast thing is set up, it's now off of Jitsi's servers and it's just running directly between our browsers, right? Which seems odd to me, because like I don't know if that can work, you know, but so you are like, in terms of what Jitsi can offer.
Yeah.
The key thing here, like maybe Jitsi has got its own backend API that would allow you to tell this, or it's not even an API. It's like there's a, you know, we can log into the server and we can turn that into something. But the thing to do there would be to go to the Jitsi Meet repo and open an issue and ask the question, you know, is there a way to get a list of the running sessions on the server? And they, you know, may or may not ask you. I mean, they've got a lot of open issues. I mean, that's the other concern about the, you know, it's like how active is it's obviously like a well-known project. They've got lots and lots of stars. It is getting updated, but how responsive they are. But that's the link there to, if you want to ask that question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can I have a poke around at the code that we have already as well? That will just be in the.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just see. I'll see what we've got already.
Yeah. And I mean, we can happily put some sort of, you know, like bit of, you know, endpoint that gives you this to talk to, but the precise details of whether we can hook it up to how accurately record what's running, because it's doing it like kind of like it's all about how much information we can extract from Jitsi. But I should nip off to the async voter meeting now. So yeah, good to see you.
You too.
Bye for now.
Bye.